Welcome back to another episode of Just Hoop Talk, and we are live in the bubble with Cody Demps, here with Justin Henry, Will Thompson. Today, we're going to be talking to Cody about Team Ignite, his experience in the bubble, and also some social media things that he has going on. Stay tuned.
You are now tuned in to the next best thing. Justin Henry, Will Thompson.
Yeah,
Let's go.
y'all can talk that talk, but this is just hoop talk. Updates on the news, analysis who's who gon' win, who gon' lose. Is it true, is it true? This is just hoop talk, this is just hoop talk.
Welcome back to another episode of Just Hoop Talk. Cody Demps in the building. Cody, what's going on, man?
What it do?
Man, now excited to have you on, man. And
Yes.
behind the scenes, dude, of what's going on out there in the G League bubble right now. You guys have been out there for almost a month now.
Yep.
Talk to us, man. What's been going on? How's life in the bubble?
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's basically like the best way I could describe it is like a huge AAU tournament, man. So you got a bunch of hoopers that everyone, when you're in like the hoop community, you pretty much know everybody. You played against them growing up through the years. And so everyone at the same hotel, basically locked down. We can't leave. So we basically go from our rooms to practice to rooms to games. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, of course it'd be nice to like see the outside world, you know, get some outside, like kind of like touching people and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been cool. So we've been playing games. We're probably halfway through now. We have a solid team. We definitely have a lot of talent on our team. We're definitely trying to play together. I think that's what a lot of the teams are in the bubble, actually trying to kind of struggling with. I feel like all these teams are basically thrown together with like a week of notice. And
it's
so
crazy. We just talked to Marcus about that too. Marcus Graves, he was on, and we were talking to him about like the shortened off season and how just like you guys really had no time, man, to gel, and especially with you guys, because you guys had a little bit of a ramp up beforehand, right?
Yeah, so beforehand, we actually weren't even practicing that much together because of COVID protocols. Like we were together all on the same court and stuff, but it was a lot of individual work. So it was just skill stuff, not a lot of team defense, team offense, because we weren't allowed to kind of play against each other. So we still like had a little bit of an advantage, I guess you could say, in that aspect, but it wasn't as much as people think.
Man, it's crazy. You would think like even with, with you guys, like they would need some type of ramp up, but we've been seeing, the production, you guys look good, especially, a lot of the young guys mixed with the vets. It's like the time off really, I think the first game there was a little bit of rust, but we saw this team. It's full of talent, full of ex-NBA vets, full of the high school guys. What's your initial thoughts on the team itself, man, and just the talent level of Team Ignite?
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of the most like talented teams out here in the bubble. Like we got guys that are coming off the bench that probably would start on any other G League team. So I think it's been a good mix. And so I know a lot of people have been excited to see what these young guys have to like offer and stuff like that. So it's been a kind of a blessing to be able to have our games on ESPN too. I think it's been a lot more coverage, like national TV wise, than the G League's ever been used to. So I think it's been good for the young guys and good for the league as a whole as well.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of excitement around the G League, a lot of attention, a lot of eyeballs. How is that? You feel like that's helping not just you, but the vets as well, like bringing more attention to guys, getting exposure and that type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's kind of has good and bad. So it has its pros and cons. Like I know they're trying to put together some type of like Last Chance U, like documentary type film on us. So we're having like cameras around us all the time. So that can like be wearing on some people where you kind of have to put that like camera face on and give those politically correct answers all the time. So I know that's tough on guys, but like you said, more exposure, more eyes, more scouts is always a good thing for when you're playing basketball. So that's the pros and cons.
Yeah, it's like almost comes with the territory. You got the young guys on there, so people are watching for the draft. You got ESPN, so obviously there's more coverage, there's more eyes, and all the teams are there. So now you're getting all the team exposure too. But I want to talk a little bit about some of the younger guys on the team. Obviously, we've kind of covered a little bit Jalen Green, Jonathan Kuminga. what was your initial thought when you saw these guys? Were you like, oh, they're not ready? Or were you like, oh, shoot, these guys are legit?
Yeah, so I remember when we first started practicing, I was like, man, they got the talent. So the talent's there. So they're all ready, and they're all way ahead than what a normal 18 or 19-year-old would be playing, what type of level they'd be playing against grown men with pro experience like that. So they're all way advanced. I think they're doing a lot better than what people thought. I know going into it, people were like, oh man, they're going to get killed, like stuff like that. But all these guys from top to bottom, all four of those guys are all super talented. And so I think they're really proving to the scouts that they're ready. And I think this is going to be a big jump for this kind of academy team that we have for the future, seeing how well they perform and how high they're going to get drafted. I think it's going to be a good look for the next kind of group of guys that are potentially trying to fill out where they're going to go to college or try out this Ignite program as well.
Yeah, so you think it's something that'll probably stick with the G League, probably be around for a while. You think it's something that they'll ever expand on and like get multiple teams? Or I'm sure after this, a bunch of guys are going to see this and they're going to be like, I want to join this too. It's not just going to be 4 guys, right?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how the NBA will deal with this, because obviously – and actually, it's actually kind of interesting as well. It's all going to be based like how well this program did, based on how high these guys get drafted. So there's a lot riding on these guys, and we probably won't really see the like benefits of it until 2 months later, until the draft actually happens. So yeah, I know it's something in the plans. I know it's something that the NBA has given a lot of attention and put a lot of money towards building this program, and so it's something that they're invested in. So I know it's something that they want to have a long-term thing. So yeah, we'll see.
You can see, man, the level of play is high right now with the older vets down there. Like the level of play, the competition level is obviously it's not the same as the NBA playoffs, but you can tell the guys are out there playing and they're trying hard, and elevating their stock is something you mentioned, like having the opportunity, the young guys having the opportunity to elevate their stock along with the vets. I noticed a couple guys, Daishen Nix and Isaiah Todd, have really come to play, especially Isaiah Todd had a game winner. What are your thoughts on just being able to actually elevate your stock there in the play? And do you think these guys have?
Yeah, I think it's a perfect chance to be able to, show the scouts what they're kind of what they're able to do. I know every game, and I think that these scouts are taking into mind that every game they're getting the other team's best shot. So every time we play, we're going to be on ESPN, and so the other team's ready to play. They've heard this, the rumors about the young guys. They know how much they're made, so they're getting every team's best shot. So the way they're performing is good.
How has it been for you being in this bubble? It's a condensed league. There's less teams. All the teams are more talented. Do you feel like the level of play is higher too? Is it like more intense going out there, or is it kind of the same thing? Because you've been in the G League for a while, so you kind of know what it was like before, and now you know what it's like now.
Yeah, I think the talent level for like the depth on each team is definitely higher with less teams, so the talent level is higher. But I think it's not a lot of teams have been able to really gel.
That's true.
And so I think that, like we touched on earlier, the shortened off season, you're not really seeing that good of basketball being played, like in terms of being on the same page as your teammates. But the talent level is definitely, I think, from top to bottom, is on the teams is definitely raised from the normal G League level.
Yeah, and you'd see, like, because you guys play a lot of games in a tight window, and it's like you guys play so much. You would think, oh, does that wear on you? Does that help you out? Honestly, I don't even know. Like, I would love to hear from your aspect, not just on that, but then also your role on the team right now too. Like going in, because your minutes are probably up sometimes, your minutes are down sometimes with the young guys with the back-to-backs. Like, how has that been for you?
Yeah, so I think it's definitely been it's a different atmosphere. Normal with the G League schedule, you got a bunch of like early flights and like tough road schedule. So I know that could weigh on a lot of guys. And so I think on each other's physical bodies, I don't think it has as much wear and tear, even though we're playing a lot of games. But I do think like the mental aspect of the game is way harder because you're kind of by yourself. You don't really have any time to kind of get away from hoop. You're basically around basketball. You're basically at work 24/7. So I know that could wear on a lot of different people if you don't have the right avenues, the right people to talk to. And so I think the mental kind of wear and tear is way more physical at this point in the bubble. But yeah, my role on the team is definitely different. I know it's been different for a lot of guys. Probably everyone on this team before they came to here was used to getting those starter minutes, those 30, 34 minutes a game. So it's definitely had like some time to adjust for different guys, but I think we're slowly but surely we're kind of getting to that groove.
Is Coach Shaw running the triangle down there?
Yeah, so we definitely have that in place as like our like.
Have you ever ran in that offense before? No.
Nah, it's the first time. It's definitely something cool to like kind of see, because you always growing up, I always heard about, because obviously the Lakers, like, this is one of my favorite teams growing up, so you always heard about Phil Jackson and his like triangle offense, and so I never was ever like taught it. And so getting to experience and hearing the stories from someone that's actually been through it is just super cool.
So you MJ, you Scotty, Steve Kerr, where you at?
Yeah, man, they're all interchangeable. That's what's beautiful about the triangle, man. You could put anybody in any position.
That's dope, man. That's dope. No, and I think it's cool, like, talking to the game side too. But you mentioned the mental aspect, man. And one thing I think, if fans haven't watched it, check out the G League page or StockX page. You've been doing a day in the life, kind of just documenting your day there. I know it just started. But talk about how that's been, man, just the day in the life there in the bubble, and even having a camera on you while you're documenting it.
Yeah, it's been cool. So obviously before I actually even was like kind of getting geared up, trying to like get my editing game up, I was like going into the plan like, all right, I'm going to kind of do the same thing that Matisse Thybulle did, kind of document my time in the bubble. But then the G League actually contacted me, and they kind of said like, hey, we want to kind of partner with you on this, and we'll do all the editing. You just got to carry your camera around and trying to film some stuff. And so it's a good deal. I know, as y'all know, like, editing takes a lot of time.
Hell yeah.
So that's like a lot of the work. So I was all about it. So yeah, it's just I've been carrying my camera around, just trying to capture as many moments, kind of explain, kind of like really give that feel that you're in the bubble. And so hopefully when they all come out, it'll be a good little production. So so far the first one just came out recently.
A little Matrix one right now. We're recording the record.
Exactly.
No, and you're always on social too. Like, we've seen you kind of rise over TikTok here the last few months, man. Even just documenting behind the scenes. Is that something you've always been like wanting to do, or how did that come around? Was it like natural or what?
Yeah, so I've always liked making like little like videos. I remember like Dub Smash back then. I don't know if you guys know what Dub Smash is, but I used to make little videos on that back in the day. So it's something that I'm kind of used to. And so actually the G League again helped me out. They kind of got us into contact with the TikTok people, and they kind of gave me kind of like the parameters kind of and inspiration to kind of dive deeper into the TikTok world, because as you know, it's kind of like the younger generation of people on TikTok. And so they're kind of like, they're hungry for information. So a lot of the people that you see are getting pushed on TikTok are people that kind of explaining like what their jobs are, or trying to be more motivational. They're trying to kind of move away from like the whole dancing TikTok side.
Right.
So that's something that they're really trying to push. And so I feel like that's like a perfect niche for me to kind of make my way into, because a lot of people have questions about the G League, how it works. It's not something that's like common knowledge. And so it's a lot of people out there looking for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you probably get a lot of the high school kids, a lot of the high school kids that kind of look up are like, hey, I'm sure you get questions like, is the G League a good route? Or like, how'd you get into the G League? Or talking about Team Igniter. I'm sure some of the players, they, asking for Jalen Green or some of the other guys on there. But like, do you think that gives them like an outlet, like almost like a mentorship? I feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. A lot of people, they're trying to. It's a weird time that we live in. Obviously, during the pandemic, they kind of don't have like the kind of like face-to-face time, but like of motivational speaking type stuff. And so a lot of people are getting that from TikTok. So like you said, there's a lot of like high school, even like younger, like middle school kids that are like just hungry for information, like want to know like, hey, what's a good workout I could do to keep my conditioning up? Or, hey, what's it like? What's the competition level type? Like, so questions like that I get a lot.
That's dope, man. What's your free time looking like right now? Just kind of curious. Are you just chilling, video games, editing?
Yeah, actually the last couple of days I spent a lot of time by the pool, like working on my tent. I feel like I've been getting out here. There's been some good weather out here in Florida, so it's good, bro. But yeah, I've been trying to get into more gaming, but the internet connection is tricky out here. So yeah, I don't really trust it. So I ain't trying to be on the game looking bad. So
Yeah.
been watching a lot of movies, a lot of Netflix and stuff like that.
Man, so when you go out to the pool, like, so obviously you're in your room for most of the time. You got games, so you probably have a day of downtime. Like, obviously, like today, I'm sure you had a little bit of extra free time. What are you doing? You just going to the pool? Are you walking around getting food? Like, what's the day in the life look like for you outside of what you're filming?
Yeah, so we're basically at a resort. So like the Disney resort, it's kind of basically cut in half. And so one half is like normal, like tourists and stuff, like people on their normal vacation, and the other half is us. And so we have our rooms, which are like the casitas. I don't know why they named it that. And then the convention center is where all like the food is. You can pick up your Uber Eats, or you have to go pick up your Uber Eats over there. They got the mail room over there, and they even have like a little bar that's there. So if you get some wine every late night after a game.
A little relaxed, wind down.
Yeah. So the only bad thing is like it's literally it might take you like a cool 5 to 10 minutes to walk from your room to go pick up food. So that walk is kind of killer sometimes. So a lot of time spent doing that. And then there's the pool. And I've gotten to pickleball. I actually played a lot of pickleball last night. I never played pickleball before. It's kind of like tennis and ping pong. So it's like tennis condensed down. And so you have like a paddle and then a wiffle ball. And so you're just playing double.
Okay.
Yeah, playing pickleball out there. So doing a lot of that.
That must be that East Coast thing, man.
Yeah, it's different. I think it's like an old person game. I see a lot of old people playing that.
Yeah.
Pickleball, man.
And then chilling by the pool. Like we'll do like recovery stuff like together as a team. And they have a lot of like the ice baths out there. So they got like little inflatable pools. They'll put ice in there, and so you could just chill by the pool on a nice day, ice at the same time. So it's cool. Cool little setup. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And so you got a few more days out there, man. What's for you? Like, what's the plan for the next few days? Obviously, you're gonna be packing up, ready to go home. But like for you, what are you looking at the rest of the time while you're out there? Is it, you dead end set on winning this championship? Are you trying to look for family time? I know there's probably a tough blend of like wanting to win, wanting to game, but then still like missing home.
Yeah, so we got probably like a week left, and so just trying to finish strong. Yeah, like trying to put in this season on a good note. Trying to always trying to show the scouts what you're doing, and showing that even though you might not win games or be losing games, it's still keeping that same level of effort. I think that's something that would be really respected by the scouts. And then, just trying to finish strong, try to keep my mental strong. I know it's been tough for sure, not being able to see the family. For like my sister had her senior night the other night, and all my family was able to make it out there. And so it was cool, but definitely missed them and wish I was able to kind of be there for that moment. But that's kind of something that comes with the job. I know I'm lucky. A lot of guys, or not a lot, but some of the guys on teams have like full-on families where they have kids, wives at home. And they're missing those like moments. Like I know Amir, I think he said his son like went to the bathroom for the first time in like the time himself. And so I know he was like kind of venting like, man, I wish I could have been there for that moment.
It might have been a moment you wanted to miss though, No, man, we I mean, on this show too, we've been talking about just like different moments and things too. It's tough because I know for you, obviously, like you're stuck there in the room, so you have nothing else to do. And I feel like a lot of people are going through the same thing, whether, obviously you guys are traveling away and missing moments, but that interaction, the normal thing has got us in our house right now doing a lot more. And one thing that Will and I talked about is the rise of like people investing and like betting. And we started talking about these non-fungible tokens. I probably butchered the way that's said. But NBA Top Shot, have you heard about this, Cody?
Yeah, so there's been actually, a lot of rumors around here, the bubble, just like chatting with like people that are on team staffs and stuff like that are getting into that and trying to get into that avenue kind of.
Yeah, Will's been hyping it up, man. He had a little story. We told it on different episode. He was talking about how he missed out.
I missed out on that big time, and now it's blowing up, man. People are making big money on it. I
feel like by the time you hear about it, it's already blown up.
Too late.
Yeah, you're too late. So you got to be in there early.
Dude, well, good stuff, man. So obviously, you guys, good luck to you and the rest of your, championship run that you guys have. Anything else you got, Cody?
Nah, man. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yes, sir. Well, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank
It'll
you,
be
dude.
good to see you when you get back in town, man.
Yep.
Enjoy the rest of your time out there in the bubble. Make sure you like and subscribe. Just Hoop Talk, another edition of the books. We're out.
Peace.
For more NBA, college, and hoops coverage, be sure to subscribe to Just Hoop Talk podcast on YouTube and all streaming platforms.